Alright, so for those of you that don't know, I went to a grammar school for 3 years, meaning I had a mix of going to a normal school and going to a grammar school.
I say oos, you say man. Oos, man, oos, man.
And this wasn't any random grammar school, this is one of the best schools in the country. Exactly. Me, look at me, this joke man somehow finessed my way into getting into one of the best schools in the country.
Oos, man.
And when I was there, I saw some strange things. So the school I was at before joining the grammar school was a predominantly white school, meaning I was one of the only few Asians in the school. I was the only Asian in my class. And whenever I used to get told off, I always used to bang the same repetitive joke and the white people, they would just love it up. So why are you telling me off? Is it because I'm brown?
You've done it again.
These guys used to act like it was the funniest joke they'd ever heard. And then fast forward a few months later when I joined the grammar school, or should I say a predominantly Asian school, I went from being one of the smartest, only Asian guy in my class to go into a school where it basically felt like a second Asia. There was Sri Lankans, Indians, Pakistanis, and even half the white people. They weren't really white, they were like Eastern European. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing, it was jokes, but I'm just saying the comparison from me going to a predominantly white school to a place where for once in my life I wasn't the odd one out, yeah, it was a mad feeling. Now one day I was in my form and there was about 5 white people max, and this white guy behind me got told off by the teacher, and what he said after, yeah, this threw me off. So why are you telling me off? Is it because I'm white?
Because he's white.
Bruv, my whole world stopped. I turned around in slow motion and that's when I realised I was in a new territory. Man banged my famous joke but reversed it. And just when you think things couldn't get any weirder, wait till you hear about what I saw just outside in the school playground. Minding my own business, walking to my lesson, I hear some wheels rolling along the floor. And I'm thinking, what's that sound? And then I see a guy carrying a suitcase as a replacement for a rucksack. Like, man was actually carrying a suitcase. I'm thinking, how is no one saying anything? He's using the flipping suitcase instead of a school bag. How is no one bullying him? Okay, listen, I'm not an advocate for bullying here, but like, sometimes in life, you just gotta learn things the hard way, innit? I'm just joking here. The same guy I'm mocking got into Harvard University. Yes, one of the best universities in the world, so I doubt he cares what I have to say about him. Some sad man YouTuber, yeah. So at this point, this grammar school's already completely mind-blowing me. And then, it comes to picking our GCSE options. This school had some options I didn't realise you could study. I'm talking Latin, classics. Exactly, what the hell is classics? It's a study of ancient history and Greek mythology, but to study as an actual GCSE subject? No thank you. I remember my reaction when I found out about what you could study. Sir, are there any creative subjects you could choose? Like media or textiles? Oh, of course, yeah, we got classics, archaeological studies, genetically modified studies, extremely hard studies. Bruh. So it's peak enough there were no decent options for GCSEs. But on top of that, we are piled and piled with homework. I'm talking them ones where the lesson is ending and you've just about understood what the f you've just learned, and then the teacher has the audacity to set you a 10-page essay about why the circumference of Sri Lanka is orange. And it will be due the next day. Are you skunked? They got me feeling like MB Bands, fam. These teachers must have thought we didn't have social lives. But to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if half the guys that didn't actually have social lives anyways, because all they ever did was study. But come on fam, there were some normal people there as well, yeah? And you'd assume that with all this work we had to do, we'd at least have some time to chill. Lunch or break, surely? No. Teacher said that we weren't even allowed to play football during our breaks. Now, because we didn't have space, or because they didn't want us to have any fun, I'll never know. They didn't want us to have any fun. But what the teachers did recommend is that we join a society or a club during our precious break. So instead of chilling with the mandem, no, you son should join chess club or Yu-Gi-Oh club. Yes, that's right, we had a Yu-Gi-Oh club. Anyway, something I must confess, even though I'm not a typical East London roadman Asian boy that only listens to Friends of Harami, I did one time in my life sell shisha pens. Now let me explain, these are some cheap 500 puff water vapor shisha pens that I was getting from eBay, but they were cheap. And one time in school I must have went out to one of the nerds and asked them, yo, you wanna buy a shisha pen? Is that drugs? Nah, nothing like that, it's just water vapor. Okay, well I only have 20 pounds. That's enough, now cut before the teacher sees, yeah? And just like that, I ended up shorting shisha pens for probably like half the year. I felt like flipping Jordan Belfort. Until it all went to shit. And I'm pretty sure someone that I sold to's parent found out and snaked it. And within my first few months at the brand new school where I was supposed to make a good first impression, the head of the year called me into his office and cut into the chase, I got excluded for trying to be an entrepreneur. It's bullshit, innit? This all happened in year 9, my first year at this school. And if getting excluded for selling shisha pens wasn't enough, wait till you hear about the Selfie incident. But before I do tell you the final point, make sure you subscribe because we've been on 11k for way too long. Subscribed? Cool, safe. Let me set the scene. I was in geography, year 10. and the teacher just set us homework on the board, and she said if you didn't want to write in your planners, you could take a picture of it so you could have it on your phone instead. And me being me, I was way too lazy to write my planner, so I backed up my phone, went on the camera app, and coincidentally, it was on a front-facing camera. So I mean, the lighting was looking pretty good, yeah. I'm pretty sure I had a fresh trim. This was before I realised my hair was curly, and I thought, you know what, yeah, let me just pop a quick selfie. Why not? What's the harm? I sent it to the geography group chat, and a few days later, another student in the group chat had his phone confiscated, and the teachers went through his phone, went through the chat, and that's when they saw my beautiful face. And apparently that was a breach of the school's e-safety rules. And just like that, I got excluded for taking a selfie. I remember one time a police officer came into the school to discuss e-safety rules because of what I'd done. You know, to educate the whole year about e-safety and how important it is because of what I had done. However, I wasn't there because I was excluded. So the one guy that supposedly needed to hear what the police officer had to say wasn't even there because I was excluded. How smart. So moral of the story is, if you ever didn't like your school, you thought it was weird, strange or strict, count yourself lucky you didn't go to mine.